Hi, Mark Rogers here. Thanks for jumping into this short class here. There's so many things that we need to learn as we get into our 60s that we have to make decisions for the rest of our lives based upon these decisions. The class that we have today is Social Security, and Social Security is one of two decisions that are mandatory for every retiree to make. There are many other decisions to make, but those are certainly a retirement mandatory decision. And in this class, we're going to take down 5 things to learn about. If you're born in 1964 or earlier, we have the biggest class of people coming in here that it's going to be substantial now through 2028 to the tune of 10,000 people a day turning 65 or greater now that this new volume of people are coming in. So it's going to be key to understand these 5 things with regards to your Social Security. First, Social Security is one of the few sources of income you cannot outlive. If you're worried about running out of personal assets in your old age, you need to know that you don't fear about Social Security because it continues until you die. And of course, the longer you live, the more you will extract from the system. If your benefit starts out about $2,000 per month, and if you live 20 more years, you'll receive $300,000 in lifetime benefits. If you live 20 more years, you'll receive nearly $600,000 lifetime benefits. And if you live 30 more years, you'll receive nearly $1 million over your lifetime. This assumes annual cost of living adjustments, COLAs, of about 2%. So needless to say, Social Security, it's often been said, is possibly your highest income source, biggest asset, because it's going to be worth $300,000, $600,000, maybe even $1 million the longer you live. Second, Social Security offers annual inflation adjustments. So if your benefit starts out around $2,000 per month, and if annual COLAs are around 2%, in 10 years you'll be receiving $24.38 per month. 20 years, your benefit will be $29.72 a month, $2,972. And in 30 years, your check will be $3,623. There's no way of knowing exactly what future COLAs will be, but 2% seems to be a reasonable estimate. When your Social Security benefit is calculated, it will be based on how much you earned over your working career and the age at which you apply for benefits. And the formula for calculating Social Security is pretty complex. You may or may not want to follow along with this. Some people find the formula interesting. In a moment, I'll show you a couple ways to estimate your own benefit. So for those that want to stick with me right now, just or go get a cup of coffee if you're not interested in how the formula. Here it goes. The general process goes like this. First, Social Security looks at your annual earnings over your entire lifetime, indexes them for inflation, and picks the 35 highest years' earnings to include in the formula. The indexed earnings are totaled and divided by 35 to come up with an average. If you don't have 35 years of earnings, the missing years will be filled in with zeros. Next, a formula is applied to your average indexed monthly earnings to determine your primary insurance amount. This is the amount you'll receive when you reach full retirement age. Each year, annual COLAs are applied to your benefit to help you to keep up with the cost of inflation. So here's an example of how this might work. If a baby boomer is born in 1961, turns 62, and Social Security maximum every year since the age of 22. His average indexed monthly earnings would work out to be around $12,427. In calculating his primary insurance amount, the first $1,100 would be multiplied by 90%. The amount between $1,100 and $6,700 or $5,600 would be multiplied by 32%. And the amount over $6,700 or $5,706 would be multiplied by 15%. These amounts would be totaled up to come up with a PIA of $3,653. This is the amount of the worker would receive at full retirement age. So if you look on your Social Security statement, you will see something called a full retirement age. That's where that calculation is coming from. There's both a date, a month, 66 years or 67 years, whatever that may be for you. And then there's going to be a monthly value. That's what we're talking about. So I told you this is complicated, but you don't have to figure this out by yourself. So full retirement age is the age you claim full unreduced benefits. It used to be 65, But now we are seeing a higher full retirement age being phased in as a result of 1983 amendments. For everyone born between 1943 and 1954, full retirement age is 66. For everyone born in 1960 and later, full retirement age is 67. For those born in 55 and through 59, full retirement age is 66 plus some number of months. That's what you'll see on your statement. Okay, now remember I said your primary insurance amount, or PIA, is the benefit you'll receive at full retirement age. So what happens if you apply for Social Security before full retirement age? Well, your benefit will be reduced. You'll receive a percentage of your PIA depending on when you apply. If your full retirement age is 66 and you apply at age 62, you'll receive 75% of your PIA. Okay, so take a note of that. And if your retirement age is 67 and you apply at 62, you'll receive 70% of your PIA. These amounts are actually prorated monthly, so you'll apply anytime after the age of 62 and your benefit will be reduced by the appropriate amount. If you apply for Social Security after full retirement age, you earn delayed credits of 8% each year if you delay. Just think about that. 8% increase each year after your full retirement age. That's a pretty substantial number. So if your full retirement age is 66 and you apply at 67, your benefit will be 108% of your PIA. At 68, it'll be 116%, and so on. After age 70, you can't earn any more delayed credits, so it doesn't pay to wait until after age 70 to apply for Social Security. So how do you estimate your Social Security benefits? Well, I certainly encourage everybody to go into socialsecurity.gov or ssa.gov and open yourself up your own account, right? And you can see the My Account there. It's important to have that login information for Social Security for several reasons, and get that thing opened up, and you'll see the calculators in there as well. It can be a little confusing, but I'm going to give you a special little offer here at the end of our little class here. So factors to consider when to apply. The decision when to apply for benefits is one of the most important and most complicated questions. It can literally make the difference of thousands of dollars over your lifetime, and that is true. There are some people that don't realize that they claim right here and they're going to get this much amount, but if they would have done this little thing, they would have gotten another $100,000, $200,000 more of money out of Social Security. Before we get in the number crunching, it's important to realize the decision of when to apply for Social Security depends on many factors according to your situation. This includes your health status, your life expectancy, your need for income, whether or not you plan to work, and if you are a surviving spouse, whether you have other personal resources. The when to apply question, this is a big thing. When to apply is very complex. It really requires customized analysis. But there are a few points to remember. If you apply early, your benefit starts out some fraction of your PIA, 75% or 80% or whatever, and remains at that percentage for the rest of your life. It does not go up to 100% when you reach full retirement age. COLAs, cost of living adjustments, they will magnify the impact of early or delayed retirement because the annual cost of adjustment is applied to either the lower or the higher amounts. That's the good news. If you're waiting to delay, those things will still apply. So when to apply question impacts survivor benefits as well. Higher earning spouses are therefore encouraged to delay benefits to age 70 because that will give their surviving spouses the highest benefit after they die. So let's look at some strategies. Number one, first thing you can do, and take this down with a pencil here, so let's take these strategies down one at a time. The first thing you can do is, while you still have time to improve your earnings records, first check your annual statement to make sure your earnings record is accurate. Mistakes are rare because the earnings kept on file Social Security were reported by employers when they submitted your Social Security taxes. But mistakes can happen. Like, for instance, on mine, my Social Security date, my DOB with the Social Security was off a couple days. So mistakes can happen, especially for self-employed individuals. Next thing to consider, you might want to be able to improve your earnings record. Okay? If you do not have 35 years of earnings, you can work a few more years so you'll not be filled in with zeros. If you had several years of low earning early in your career, you can work on a few more years now while you're at your peak earning years. So those low earning years will be replaced with high earning years. Even if you start receiving Social Security and continue to work, the earnings record will be updated. However, it's important to know that if you start receiving Social Security before reaching full retirement age, if you turn over and you earn over $21,000 a year, $1 in benefits will be withheld for every $2 you earn over your threshold amount. Strategy number 2 for maximizing Social Security is to apply for benefits at the optimal time. You've been making a case today for delaying benefits because those will result in a highest lifetime benefit for you and your surviving spouse, but there is not a one-size-fits-all approach. The important thing is to apply at the time that is optimal for you. One important consideration in deciding when to apply for benefits is whether or not you plan to work. If you apply before you turn your full retirement age and earn more than $21,200 in 2023, $1 in benefits will be held for every $2 you earn over $21,240. Now, it's important to know about this money isn't truly being taken away. Rather, your benefit will be adjusted upward when you turn full retirement age to make it as if you had applied later. This means that some of your benefits are withheld due to the earnings test. Your new benefit will be higher, as if you had started at 63 or 64 or 65 instead of 62. Please don't let the annual earnings test discourage you from working. The more money you earn, the more money you will have. Social Security does not penalize you for working. Once the adjustment is made, you'll end up with a higher benefit for the rest of your life. And of course, the earnings themselves will contribute to your financial well-being. To avoid the earnings test entirely, just wait until you are a full retirement age or later to apply for benefits. Strategy number 3 for maximizing your benefits is to coordinate spousal benefits. And I tell you, this is oftentimes a lost analysis when doing this, is to analyze the spouse. The goal is to maximize income for both of you while you're alive and maximize income for the survivor after one of you dies. It can be quite complicated, but by understanding all the considerations and doing some calculations, it's possible for married couples to come up with the right solution for their needs. Did you know that part of your Social Security benefit may be taxable? Strategy number 4. Strategy number 4 for maximizing your benefits is to minimize this tax. You can minimize taxes on Social Security by lowering your other income, especially investment income. But you should be aware that your municipal bond interest, which is usually tax-free, counts as income for the purposes of calculating the tax on Social Security benefits. Anticipate the retired minimum distributions from your IRA, which may cause you to be in a higher tax bracket and may cause some of your Social Security benefits to be taxable. Consider drawing down IRAs before age 73. Consider converting a traditional IRA to Roth IRA, which generates tax-free income. And I can tell you this, there's a short window going on right now up through 2025 where we are doing this conversion concept in certain cases because of the fact of that and many other reasons as well. But the taxation on Social Security is a consideration. So delay Social Security in order to reduce the number of years benefits are subject to tax. Reduce your expenses, pay down debt, and adopt a similar lifestyle so you can make up with less income. And to continue manage taxes through retirement, not just the first few years. And I can tell you this, yes, taxes should be a big consideration in your retirement years, whether you're in your 60s, 70s, or 80s. Income taxes should be a big consideration in planning. Strategy number 5 for maximizing Social Security benefits is to coordinate Social Security with your overall retirement income plan. A big deal. It's important to consider Social Security in the context of your other retirement resources, including Pensions, IRAs, 401ks, those required minimum distributions you'll be needing to take at age 73 now. Your overall investment portfolio and your plans for working retirement, all these resources should be coordinated to give you the income you need for the rest of your life. Please don't be afraid to ask for help. Retirement planning is easy when it's a matter of stashing part of your salary into a 401k or IRA, but when the time comes you need to convert your nest egg into an income stream, you want to make sure it doesn't run out. Social Security may be the bedrock or the foundation of your retirement income plan, but it must be coordinated with your other resources to give you the stability and security you deserve. So here's the good news, is we've covered a lot of ground today. You still have questions, some key questions here. I'm just going to go over them high level. These are questions that I like to ask people when I have conversations. When should you apply for Social Security? What if you want to keep working? That is a big deal too. The working thing, you may be working in a different job. Maybe you're going to work part-time, doing something you enjoy, create a little income. It can be a big deal for your 60s and even 70s. A little part-time work can be an advantage thing in many reasons. But what if you've already applied for Social Security? Or how much will your benefits be? And how can you coordinate the spousal benefits? That's a big thing too. Those making sure that the spouse, both of you, have your Social Security benefits coordinated. What's the best long-term strategy? And what should you be doing next? So what I'm offering for folks here is a specific Social Security and planning analysis for baby boomers. Very simple, very easy. There should be a link down below. And that link will we're going to take in a couple pieces of data points here. And the data points are going to be something like what your full retirement age is. We talked about the differences in ages based on when you're born. And it also takes in what that monthly number, what Social Security is saying, right? And doing that for both spouses, right? It's a big deal. And then from there, we're able to create an analysis that has different options to utilize. So that is something that you're welcome to reach out to me and be happy to provide that for you as well. Mark Rogers here, and I just wanted to say thank you for jumping on a quick, short. If you're a baby boomer, if you're coming through the system, make sure your Social Security plan is rock solid. That is your foundational income, and it will be impacting you for many years to come. And with that, the class is over with, and I appreciate you jumping in. Make sure and ping the link below. We'll talk to you soon.